Speaking of interesting games, you got the Saints coming off that heartbreaking loss at home. Younghoe Koo, that guy's an assassin, doing guys in with his right foot. Taking on the Tennessee Titans, who are now the number 1 seed in the AFC after a very impressive and physically dominating performance Sunday night on the road against the Rams. Guys, this is amazing. The Titans have won 5 in a row. They are 5-0 against the spread in that span. They took care of Jacksonville. Then in their last 4, Kansas City, Buffalo, the Colts, and the Rams. That's impressive stuff, Ross Tucker.
Blown away by what their interior defensive line has been able to get done. I mean, they totally dominated the Rams up front in that game. Danico Autry, Jeffrey Simmons, those guys were awesome. I don't think they're doing that to the Saints offensive line. I think the Saints offensive line is better than the Rams offensive line. Wow. I know the Titans have been on a great stretch, but I kind of feel like the Titans are due. Look, we've been around a long time, okay? Titans have been on an amazing stretch. This isn't lasting forever. They had less than 200 yards of offense against the Rams. Trevor Siemian actually played better than people realize. He's not going to just give them spot them 14 points like Matthew Stafford did. I really like the Saints and the points in this one. I think the Saints have a great chance to win the game outright.
Yeah, this is another great teaser leg. There's a lot of low total games this week. There's a lot of good teaser spots out there. This is certainly one of them, getting the Saints through 7. I all the credit in the world to Tennessee. I actually did put a little futures action on them this week to win the AFC because I think they're probably going to get the 1 seed, or at least they're the favorites right now to get the 1 seed. And at this point in the season, I like to try to predict who's going to be the 1 because the 1 seed matters way more now than it did in years past because there's only 1 bye. So I think Tennessee's as tough as nails. They're 6-1 straight up as a underdog of 6 points or more under Mike Vrabel. I mean, that is incredible. They are winning games outright when they're underdogs by touchdown with this guy as their head coach. I think they are the toughest team right now in the NFL, but this is against the point spread. Whereas they were an underdog last week, now they're a favorite. And when you flip that script, I would rather take the points in a game that is clearly being booked as a low total game, and that obviously the Saints have the edge defensively. I know the Titans defense played really well, but I think if you asked me, man to man, that the Saints defense is much more talented and much more solid, top to bottom than the Titans are. So I'll take the better defense catching over a touchdown with the teaser. And we gave you a couple other spots to tease it with. Cleveland, I think Ross gave out a couple good ones too. But I think if I had to rank my teaser legs this week, I think I might put New Orleans at the top.
Okay. I haven't given you a lot of those are cool NFL research nuggets for you. So I'm going to try this one on for size. I told you they've got a 5-game winning streak. The first one came against Jacksonville, the last 4 against playoff opponents from a year ago. So if the Titans beat the Saints here, there's only one other team in NFL history that has ripped off 5 in a row with those 5 wins coming against playoff teams from a season ago. And that was the 2003 Philadelphia Eagles, who went all the way to the NFC Championship game that year.
Great.
Ross, do you like that?
That is an awesome nugget. Well done, Chris. Well done. I like it.
Thank you. Give myself a pat on the head for that. Let's get to a little Monday Night Football. A pair of California teams that are still smarting after getting taken care of in their own stadiums. The Rams are on the road, and they're about a 4-point favorite at San Francisco. And I really wonder where San Francisco's mindset is right now. They had it basically, in my opinion, it was a 2-game season. Home games against Arizona, who was depleted, no Kyler, no D-Hop, no A.J. Green, didn't have to deal with Chase Edmonds after the first drive, and they got blown out at home. And then they play the Rams here. If they had won those 2 games, they're back to 5-4. They're in the mix, at least for one of those bottom seeds in the NFC playoff chase. Now they're a mess. If they don't win this week, you're going to get quarterback questions moving on. People are going to wonder if Kyle Shanahan is really a good coach or if that Super Bowl appearance was just an anomaly. So, Jared, with all that being said, are you interested in playing this game at all?
Not right now. I agree that there's a lot of indecision about who these teams really are. I thought the Niners coming in were going to be not to this game, but to this season. a team that was going to matter this year and a team that, has their ducks in a row. I credit a lot of, what the front office has done over the last few years with their player moves. And I think they've drafted really well and they put all the pieces in the right place, but they've been decimated by injuries. And it's like there's like one little puzzle piece that's not in the right place with this Niners team, because they should have totally handled that game on Sunday against Arizona. And they let Colt McCoy run around and look like, Mike Vick. I mean, he looked great last week. So I don't know what their mindset is. And on the other side, the Rams, I mean, I know it's lessened a bit because we had 2 double-digit favorites lose outright Sunday afternoon. So the shock value of what happened Sunday night maybe was a little lessened. But I thought that was a smash mouth game to the other side. Everyone thought the Rams were going to be the one smashing Tennessee in the face in that game, but it was a smash mouth game towards the Titans. And what's the Rams, mindset going in? They're probably a little bit licking their wounds. So I think this is a toss-up game, which makes me want to take the points. But I think right now I'm just going to wait and see if I, feel any differently after the action on Sunday. Maybe the line does move a little bit more in the Niners' favor, which makes them more of an enticing underdog. But for me, this is a pass right now.
Yeah, right now I could only go with the Rams. I could only lay it with the Rams. I don't expect that the Niners can dominate interior offensive line of the Rams like the Titans did the other night. I don't see that happening again. I don't see Matthew Stafford having 2 Wentz moments in the first quarter of the game like he had against the Titans. I think the Rams bounce back. I think the Rams are one of the best teams in football. I think the Niners are very troubled. That was a horrible loss to the Cardinals. That was a game they had to have. And you're right, Chris. It wasn't even close. I would lean to the Rams and laying the points.
Stafford's health concerns me a little bit too. I heard some rumblings about his back. That would be the one thing that would make me, okay, this is probably a pass.
Well, Jimmy G is 4-0 against the Rams at home. No? Anybody want to bite?
The Niners are going to put that. We've seen bad teams play well this year in certain spots. I would expect the Niners eventually to put 60 minutes together. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but they have the talent. The talent is there. The roster's stacked still. There's a little something, mojo, something missing.
Well, I'll tell you what's missing for the Niners is anybody in the secondary. They got all those first-round picks up on the defensive line, but they have given up at least 30 in 4 games this year. Wow. Only the Houston Texans have done it more often.